yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. I am Penn.
I'm Pops.
What is going down, y'all? Episode 53. We are in the building with Happy Men's Mental Health Month. Mental Health Awareness Month? Or just Mental Health Month?
Men's Mental Health Month. Or,
That really does say, Men's Mental Health Month. You've been waiting to say that all damn day.
Actually, I just noticed it today. I was like, does that say That says
It is Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. Bro, we have 2 more episodes before it's break time.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
Feels great.
It's time. We'll record today. We got another one after the NBA final sweep. After the NBA finals is over. Yeah. And we're off till early August, peeps. I can't lie. It's time for a break. Our brains, our spirits, our emotions, we need it. Also, bro, sports are kind of boring right now.
Yeah, we're at the end of our seasons that we follow.
You feel me?
And like we say, baseball doesn't really get excited until after the All-Star break anyway, going into October. So,
besides the Olympics and a couple of golf tournaments coming up, there's really not much for me to be, shitty titty excited about.
No.
Can't front. Mike checks, my dog. You go first. Check in.
Fine. Pretty good. Been doing a lot of work with Pinnacle Professional Coaching.
Killing it. You
have seen those posts.
PPC.
I opened a business account. I got my logo. I've been posting stuff. I am ready to take clients. So
you heard him. He said he's ready to take clients.
So yeah, it's
how does someone get a hold of you if they like to become a potential client of PPC?
So if you follow my link tree on social media, it's going to be mainly on my Instagram page, which is Pinnacle_Pro Coaching. You will find my link tree, and you can actually schedule a 30-minute consultation through the Acuity app. It'll pull up my it'll pull up my Outlook calendar, and you can pick a date that'll suit you, and then we can discuss once a consultation. If fit is good, we will schedule a time and go over pricing and what that looks like.
Damn, bro, he's not messing around. Congratulations to you. I'm doing fine. Yesterday and Friday were really shitty days for Clean Kicks the business. Not so much the business side. Actually, we're cleaning more shoes than ever. This is our busiest month we've ever had, to be honest. But the shoebox side of shit is kind of shitty right now. I'm not even gonna get all into it. But yesterday was a very emotional day. Yeah. It was a very, very emotional day. I needed that day, and pretty much all of today. Because if this was yesterday recording,
wouldn't happen.
It would 100% not have happened.
Yeah.
But no, we're good. I'm happy that this show is based around men's mental health, because we got some shit that we can discuss, some vulnerability that I think people will resonate with. Penn and Pops get behind this camera and we turn it on, but you guys don't know this. Sometimes right before we turn it on, we're in the midst of having nervous breakdown conversations ourselves between the two of us. But we here, hearts beating. I love you. Thank you for coming through. This will probably help. Yeah, man. Let's keep it pimping. Show me some Mary. What's on deck, dog?
Got a little bit everything. We got French Open. We'll talk about Djokovic winding down. PGA. We're going to talk about the Memorial Tournament that just happened in town.
Shit was fire.
We're going to talk about U.S. Open. Tough course this year, Memorial. It was a really tough tournament this year, which was fun to see.
It was.
And then from the top of the key, we're going to talk about men's mental health. It is, like we said, June is not only Pride Month, but it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, which is a phenomenal thing.
Which I have pride about.
Well, you have a lot of pride about that.
Thanks.
Athletes, actors, and atrocities.
It's a lot.
This might be my longest list.
Ain't no might about it. I took a quick peek of the list. It's by far the longest. It's like list. 3 lists added together.
Correct.
Truthfully, niggas been tripping.
Yeah. And of course, we'll do an NBA playoff update. And that's about it.
All right. That's great news. Here we go. The good, bad, and the ugly. Quick hitters. The good. This is just my perspective. Tell me what you think. Jaylen Brown. You good back there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is he officially the better player between him and Jason Tatum?
I mean, my opinion was that he was previous to this.
Thank you.
I think we're just seeing on a grander scale now. I think he's the more consistent player, period.
I'm not trying to cause no inner team drama. I'm not trying to cause no beef, but if I was going to build my squad between one of those two players, it's not even close to me. Yeah. Jaylen Brown is way more of a dog. Better on defense, better at the end of games, better under pressure, more calm and ready for the big moment. And interestingly enough, like last game, Jaylen had 21, 4, and 7. Jason had 18, 9, and 12. But for some reason, I still feel Jaylen's impact more.
Yeah, I think we go, the biggest thing is when we talk about the differences in the levels between player, all-star, superstar, right? So,
ooh, that's sexy stuff right there.
So I think we're seeing the ascension of Jaylen Brown to probably be in that superstar category because of everything he can do. And Tatum's a very good all-star.
How many superstars are in the NBA?
Not very many.
Less than 12?
Yeah.
12 or less superstars?
But if you give me, I play both sides. The one thing to me that'll make him completely go superstar is going to you can only go to his left.
Yes.
That's my thing. He needs to develop both ways with Jaylen, yes. Yeah. If you get better handles, I don't know how you already can't really stop him if he gets going,
bro. He's so strong.
And I love that he developed his post game. But if he gets to be able to go both ways when it comes to driving the ball and using both hands a little bit better, I think it's going to be hard to not say superstar at that point.
The Los Angeles Lakers, and maybe this isn't bad to some of y'all. Head coach of UConn, Dan Hurley, turned down a 6-year, I believe, $70 million deal to become the head coach of the Lakers. 3 days ago, Lakers fans were mad excited. They were going crazy. There was JJ Redick talk. There was Dan Hurley talk. Dan decides to stay put. Why do you think he said no?
I think he knows what he has at UConn.
I've said that he got it made. Way less of a headache for him job-wise.
Yeah. The jump to a high-profile job like the Lakers probably was a little bit daunting, so the situation had to be completely right. And I think right now, you don't even know who's staying or coming.
Thank you.
So, yeah, like you're going to give me full control over developing players, and you're saying we're not going to fire after 1 year. You're kind of having those guarantees, but like that's great. But you've dealt away most of the first-round picks with all of the trades that you've done. Wow. So developing the future of the Lakers, you had to wait for a team to defer their first-round pick in this trade with the Wizards to make sure that you actually kept it. So, yeah, you have the 17th pick
right now.
But like
the 17th pick in this NBA draft.
And this draft is nothing, which is why they deferred.
Feel me?
Like they were like, we don't want anybody at 17. So you're probably going to see a trade happen with the Lakers, and I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Davis actually gets moved.
For like 2 or 3 big pieces?
For 2 or 3 big pieces. Look out for the Bulls when it comes to that, because he wanted to play in Chicago, was the other team before he was deciding between the Lakers anyway. I just don't think you know what the Lakers are going to be. So at that point, you know what your program is and what you've developed at UConn. So let me keep my money. And UConn offered him more because he was considering the Lakers position.
I feel like the governor was like, we're going to make you the most paid head coach. Don't even worry about this. No. We got you.
No, so I was like, Dan, I don't blame him. And it was, even though they say he was their guy from the start, I think it was out of left field for everybody, considering they were like, the contract's been offered to JJ. With all of the channels that said that with the Lakers, it statistically has to be somewhat accurate.
You're not wrong.
Right? Like, there too many people reported that was the case.
You're not wrong.
And it was like, people were like, okay.
He'll still get it.
Then they'll probably still get it. And now it's like, okay, I'm your second choice. What are you going to do for me? We'll see.
It'll be okay. What's wrong with Los Angeles, man? That used to be the spot. Like, too much parity in the league these days.
Too much parity. I think it's just too much pressure for some of these players to be on a team like that where expectations are right now.
Fair.
Like, you're never allowed to really be in a rebuild when you're on the Lakers.
Fair. The ugly. so usually I come with something, statistical, player-wise, whatever the case may be. But who is the ugliest player in NBA
I can
history?
say I don't even need to look at this list. I have mine already.
There's we're not gonna go too much. There's not too much other ugly going on. It's not too much ugly going on. The Mystics suck. They're 0-12. Luka's mad hurt, but still giving them buckets. The White Sox are 17-50. That is really, really ugly. But Sportytel.com dropped a list at the beginning of 2023 with the 50 most ugliest NBA players in NBA history.
There is
this accurate? Who's your ugliest?
Tyrone Hill. He looks like a bat. Like he looks like how he's not number one. And I'll put a picture of him on the show. How he's 8 and Scotty's ranked higher than him. Scotty's not a horrible looking guy.
Scotty's not a horrible looking dude. I don't agree with some of these. They had Reggie at like 3 or something, didn't they?
Looked at 8. I want you to just go down and look at 8 and tell me Popeye's not ugly, but that's just ears.
That's an ugly dude. Oh,
Dennis not. I mean, when he was younger, he was fine.
Scotty's not an ugly dude.
That is an ugly man.
That is look at that nose.
He looks like a villain in the Batman comics.
That is an ugly dude. That is also an ugly dude. Yeah,
Joakim Noah.
Man, you think that Tyrone Hill is the ugliest ever to play in the league?
I'm still scrolling. I
gotta go with Sheldon Williams. Sheldon Williams is an ugly. Yeah, Sheldon Williams.
There's things I want to say that Sheldon, I won't.
You can't say. You can't be 2024 out here.
I can't.
You could in 94. Not in 2024.
Yeah, I can't say what I want to say.
G.O. looks a little crazy. Greg Oden wasn't cute either. That's definitely the
Well, Greg Oden's looked at least 65.
Greg Oden is like the literal like ape to man. You know what I'm saying? He's like the literal.
He looked like Benjamin Button disease. Like he aged backwards. Like, why are you 19 and you look?
We still would 45. Love an interview with you, Greg. We still
come on by the show. Love to have you.
We still love a sit down. So yours is Tyrone Hill.
Hill.
Yours is Tyrone Hill, ugliest player ever in NBA history.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Shout outs, bro.
Shout outs. I kind of kept going back and forth on if I was allowed to really say his name or not his name, considering I worked at the same place. But I'm just going to do it.
Isn't it public information?
Right. Yeah.
You're not doing breaking news or nothing. No. Like, drop it. Let's go.
Shout out to Akil Drake and his family. Akil, I might get emotional on this one. Wow. Okay, that came out of nowhere. Sorry. Akil was killed in a gas explosion at a Chase branch in Youngstown, Ohio. 7 injured, 1 death with him, and he was 29?
Too young.
If I remember correctly. It was about 15 minutes before the branch closed. I did not know him, but I knew people that did. Actually, one of my former bankers that I trained moved to the Youngstown branch and spoke very highly of Akil and how much he did for the community and everything. So in the Men's Mental Health Month, I wanted to shout out to his family for just random occurrence and coming from the branch life and knowing what that's like. But yeah, shout out to him and his family. Akil, we love you. Thank you for all you did for your city. And yeah. Whew, that was interesting.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back after this, y'all. 317 Sports Project.
It was all a dream. 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 We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
We are back with the 317 Sports Project with Pen and Pops. We are moving on to our next segment, y'all, which is Around the World. We got some fun stuff. Take it off, Pops. We're going to kick it off with the corner shot, the French Open.
French Open. I'd say the biggest thing to report on this one, Djokovic did get hurt.
Yeah.
We've been talking about Djokovic's here to start.
For it to happen.
We've been waiting for something like this to happen.
It's been inevitable for sure.
Djokovic ended up tearing his meniscus in the 4th round against
that dude.
Carundolo.
That was not bad.
He won that match in 5 sets, but slipped multiple times during the match, aggravating his knee. He had asked for medical timeout and grinded out the win after that, realizing that he was having a lot of pain afterwards. He got the image done on his knee, saw the meniscus tear.
Yes, sir.
During multiple matches, Djokovic was seen talking to the chair umpire, asking for courts to be wiped off more than they are. I forget the stipulations that they will actually go out there with the brooms to like make it smooth on clay courts, but it is very like
that's
often.
clay. That's clay, right?
So it is. I mean, you
that's
have
tough,
to be able
man.
to
It's
slide.
Like powder,
you have to be able to slide on those courts. So it's not surprising that you see a knee tear on clay. It kind of said what's next for a 37-year-old. When we saw what happened to Federer in the latter half of his career after he had multiple ACL injuries and still tried to keep playing, he was able to play, but he just wasn't.
It might be time to go paint, Joker.
Yeah.
It may be time to grab the paintbrush and the easel and put the apron on.
Yeah.
And go drink some wine.
Yeah.
And paint.
Yeah, because 37, Federer played until he was 42 and really wasn't good.
Okay.
And 38 was probably, he was when he won his last major was 38 or 39.
For sure.
So
the last 3 years was holding on for sure.
Correct. So. Like hopefully, kind of like we see with Tiger, right? You're hopefully all of the weather's right. All of the people get eliminated before you face them. Like all of those things.
All very important. I'm so happy you said that. We need a lot of people to not make the cut for Tiger to get a win these days, broski.
So we'll see what happens. I would imagine he's out for a while, depending on it's a slight tear, but still the way that you have to play. We're going into hard court season, which might even be worse.
There's no
with
sliding.
The amount of pressure that's going to be on the knee. So we'll see what happens if he gets to the U.S. Open there towards the end of the summer. Alcaraz ended up taking the victory over Zverev, the German, in 5 sets. The young Spaniard showed many times during the tournament why he is the next person up. And I think we've been talking about this for the last couple years. He's 21.
Yep.
He now has 3 majors.
Smooth with it.
Wimbledon, what did I say? He has Wimbledon. He won the French this year, Wimbledon last year, and US Open in 2022. So he's averaging 1 Grand Slam a year so in the last couple years, which is at 21 is very phenomenal. I believe if I compare him to Nadal, the other Spaniard that everybody knows and loves, he won his first in 2005, which was another French Open, as the dominant guy on clay. He's won 13 majors on clay.
Rafa has?
Yeah. I think that put him he was 19 when Nadal won his first major, so he's right on that thing.
Right there.
Only difference is there's a lot of young talent, more young
tennis
talent.
Is kind of back
than there was back when we saw it was just the main 3.
For sure.
The only other ones is you had an Andy Roddick who was decent.
Every once in a while.
You had
a lot of power.
Andy Murray until he had his knee injuries. He was always in the top 5. You had Savorinka, who was always in the top 10, top 5, and then they kind of tapered off after they had injuries themselves, and it became those main 3. Now you've got 4 really good Americans that are ranked in the top 20. Tiafoe, Fritz, Ben Shelton, those guys are phenomenal.
Men's tennis
is up there.
It is very true.
And I'll move on to women's where I know less.
I appreciate you spitting all them bars and then dropping that true vulnerability where I know less.
I don't know who, what, when, or where besides Coco Gauff.
Yes, sir.
Coco couldn't quite get to the finals.
She balled out though before.
Losing in the semifinals to Swiatek in straight sets. Coco looked pretty dominant through the rest of the tournament, but couldn't quite get her head right in the semifinals. The one thing that I've noticed with Coco is she likes playing from behind. Sometimes you can't do that. You'll see her.
Okay, she turns it on.
She turns it on, and whether that's in mid-game or after the first set is lost. But when you're going against the number one ranked person in the world,
anybody got time for that?
Like, you cannot do that in the French Open, and she just could not get her groove. And Swiatek showed why she ended up winning.
She's played her a few times, right?
Absolutely.
Has she ever beat her? Maybe once.
Yes.
Okay, once or twice.
And then Swiatek ended up winning against Paulina 6-2, 6-1 straight sets.
Fair.
So congratulations to them. But Coco did win the championship in the doubles.
Oh, that's what's up.
So she did get her title there in the
Keep
doubles.
getting your hustle in, Coco.
Yep.
What's Naomi doing?
Osaka,
she's playing, right?
She's playing.
Okay.
But once she had her child,
She had her child. She broke up with Corday. No disrespect. She had her child. Broke up with Corday. She's a really private person.
She's very private.
She's like, she'll be okay.
I mean, and she talks about mental health, and
that's why I'm asking.
Like all of that stuff. So like,
I know it's Men's Mental Health a month, but all mental health matters.
Correct,
for sure.
Yes.
All right. What we got with the PGA, my dog? Let me know. I'll talk about anything. So just let me know. But you killed it writing this out. So keep it moving.
Yeah, feel free to. Memorial Tournament. Memorial Tournament. Scottie Scheffler took the win at 8 under, hit a clutch par putt on 18 to take the victory and avoid a playoff with Colin Morikawa. First golfer since Tiger Woods to win the Players Championship, Masters, and Memorial in a single calendar year.
Homie's kind of nice.
Brings his winnings for the year to $24 million with that win.
I have a confession to make.
Yes.
I had more fun actually watching golf this year at the Memorial Tournament than I've ever had. Yeah. These foods are nice, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that 14th hole is a disaster clusterfuck for everybody.
Correct. Yeah, that's a tough hole.
Cats be losing their shit on the 14th hole.
14th hole's tough. I mean, and I put in here, I mean, the course played very tough this year. Saw only a few players shoot under par on Sunday. I think there's only 2 or 3 that shot under par.
Scotty went 75 on Sunday.
The average score on Sunday was a 74. Colin Morikawa was 1, and he was at 1 under for the day. I'm sorry. It was tough. Greens were fast and firm. Like, you could not stick it and put it close.
Pin placement was wild. They really made it hard. Like, for sure.
Rory was 3 over. You had Shane Lowry, who was like 10 over for the tournament, and he was in the leadership board. Like, it was a tough course. Everyone that walked up the hill to shake Jack's hand all said, you got a tough one. Like, this is a tough ass course this year.
I was Friday years old when I realized they moved the pin on each hole every day for a tournament. Yep, I found that out. Okay, Saturday. I found that out on Saturday. I walked in on Saturday, like, the pin's in a different place. They do this every... Oh man, this shit is hard.
Golf is hard.
Golf is hard for sure.
Golf is one of the hardest sports, but the best feeling when you hit a good shot. Like, when you hit a good shot and get it close to the pin, you're like, shit, I got to try to do this again.
It's like a whole ass euphoric high for sure.
It really is.
Yes. It really is.
Most expensive and rewarding sport at the same time.
Ever.
U.S. Open, let's talk about that. Because the Memorial was pushed back by 1 week, we have a quick turnaround. The U.S. Open actually starts Thursday this week.
I don't like that for them.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's because Memorial
too serious.
Looked at as a major. Like, that's how good the Memorial is.
It almost like diminishes the...
The players have looked at the Memorial as a warm up for the U.S. Open in years past. Yes, there's usually a 3 to 2 week gap between that, and you have a tournament in between you had a tournament in between the two that not everyone played to just rest up for the U.S. Open.
My dog.
So to go right into it, it's going to be.
I mean, you literally get done Sunday, maybe go home, kiss your kids, and you're right back Tuesday, or maybe some even go home.
Tiger was out there with Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas. And I forget who else on Monday doing a practice round.
There you have it. There you have it. There you go. Okay. There you have it.
Right out there.
Okay. Say less.
So quick turnaround Thursday this week. Scheffler's the favorite right now, plus 300. The way he's playing, I won't be surprised if he's going to at least be in the running there on Sunday to challenge for another win. Other notables, Rory's at plus 1,100, Xander Schauffele at 1,100, Morikawa at 1,400,
Oh, okay.
Bryson DeChambeau at 1,800, Tiger is at 25,000 to win.
Who's your sleeper? Who's your sleeper this weekend? You always got something good.
My pick is Morikawa.
Okay.
He had a really tough start to the year. And we kind of saw him really missing fairways. His driver looks to be in check, but his putting at the Memorial was phenomenal. So if he can stay consistent on the greens and hit really, really nice putts, I honestly think he could probably get his third major and at least be there to challenge Scotty or whoever else is up there to win.
Down the stretch. All right. You ready to move on? You want to take a break before we move on?
Let's take a quick break.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. 317 Sports Project. We're going to come back with the top of the key. Keep getting busy, y'all. We'll be right back.
It was all a dream. 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 It was all a dream.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
We are back with the 317 Sports Project with Pen and Pops. And we are in the middle of Around the World. And from the top of the key tonight, we are talking about Men's Mental Health Month. Give it to him, broski.
So let's talk about some awareness. So June is Men's Mental Health Month. Mental health is something that is so vastly important. I talk about it often. But bringing awareness to the men's side of mental health is something that needs so much energy as much energy as we can put into it. I pulled some reporting, which was kind of
It's overwhelming
and hard to look at statistically. So this is as of the last reporting on this was of 2022. And I kind of wanted to run through this. So suicide is the 11th leading cause in the death in the U.S. 49,476 Americans die by suicide, with 1.6 million suicide attempts. Men died 3.85 times more than women by suicide, and white males accounted for 68.46% of suicide deaths in 2022.
Wow.
When you see 3.85% more than women, what is your reaction, your thoughts to that?
Self-imposed expectations to be the leader of the house, self-imposed expectations to keep up with the Joneses, probably to some capacity alcohol and addiction more than their counterparts, and quite truthfully, if I can be completely honest with you, I just think men deal with things worse than men. I think during like breakups and all of that stuff, men are way more apt to flip out and either, harm themselves or their counterpart more than a woman would be, you know what I mean, et cetera, et cetera. That's just my immediate responses.
Yeah. I think of many situations and different reasons why, as a person that has been down that thought path, of the whys behind you would ever do that. And again, like societal gender standards and expectations.
I didn't even see that. Yep, there you go.
Is probably at the forefront when you go statistical wise. I think not only does society put that on us, and we put that on ourselves. I think there's a biological feeling of wanting to provide for your family and that, and when you cannot do it or you feel like you're not living up to a certain expectation, and a lot of those expectations can be self-imposed, right? Like, and you feel like you are nothing and not adequate enough to continue. So I think that, and I put in there our own male pride and ego. And there's a quote I saw. It was really cool that it came through actually right before, while I was writing this section out, and it was a female trainer at the gym with a male about to do dumbbell. I think he was doing curls or doing whatever with them. He was sitting down on the bench, and she goes, wow, 75 pounds, that's pretty impressive. And he went and said, that's not that impressive. And she was like, why is that not impressive? 75 pounds is a lot of weight. Not in my eyes. And she said to him, comparison is the thief of joy.
Woo. Facts. That's good.
Right? And it's very interesting in what we put out there, and we sit there and I'll be very transparent and blunt in why I look at the roles, even my day-to-day in my 9-to-5 job, where I don't know that I have the mental health anymore to be measured by scorecard, and you're comparing yourself and what your pay is going to be, and everybody can see where you rank on that. And it's like, what are we doing to ourselves mentally? And some people can thrive on that. Some people can. Some people don't even think about that side. But I think of the empathetic people out there that are in roles where you are constantly being reset and get to be compared to others, and it's such public information on where you're lying, and you get to go, not only does your manager know where you are, but the whole section, the whole area, all of a certain part of a financial institution or wherever you're working knows where you are. So you
compared to your
counterparts. So you're gonna you know for a fact your name's been brought up at some point, whether good or bad, on going, I'm surprised he's not further up. Can you believe it? I wonder what he's doing. All of those things are in life when I kind of go, like, I look at that and I go, I'm not a person that can be compared to others like that.
Do you think it's that same way, like at what is that, Orange Theory, where they're up on the board and they're comparing, time and blah blah blah? Do you think that's the same, or do you think that that's more of a motivational component, even though it's a similar thing? One's at the gym and one's at work.
I think everyone should be very careful and know themselves. I think that's it. Like I said, there are people out there that can turn that into complete motivation. My thing is it healthy motivation?
I just never thought about it as a personal trainer. Like, I don't really mess with the Orange Theory model or models that do that, but like, there's probably people in the gym that think that same shit. Like, I don't want my name up there.
No,
like, I don't want to be compared.
I'm just here to try to get healthy.
I can't. Now they're thinking there's no way I can keep up with that person.
Yeah. I think
fucked up,
especially when you go to fitness. I think when
not to take it away from your job, I was just like,
no, but it's true. Like that part.
That's hard.
When you think about any of that, people lose sight on the fitness side of things and not understanding that mental health has got to be such a huge part of your physical fitness.
Self-efficacy in the way that you see yourself is so important. So it's a trainer's job or the gym's job to ensure that you see yourself in a positive light, because you won't keep coming. You won't continue to adhere to the workout plan, nor will you want to if your mind, fuck your body, if your mind is in the right spot, you're not even going to come to the gym.
Yeah, me, when I think of somebody that's consulting, when I think of the reasons why somebody would come see me, and we talk about why they are wanting coaching or wanting any kind of thing or want area of improvement, I ask a lot of questions on what they think about themselves, because it lets me know where I have to start. Because if you have such a bad self-image, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons.
Counseling.
It really, either one. If I think of myself going into, like me, who's been trying to lose weight for years, if I was talking with somebody on the reasons why I want to lose weight, there is a deeper meaning to the reasons that I want to lose weight. I don't like my self-image. I didn't like all of those things, but the motivation that I found to do it is like, I don't want to die early. Like, I finally stripped it down. It's like,
you can laugh if you want.
I don't want to die earlier than what I'm meant to die. I have complete control over the length that I have, at least when it comes to that side of things.
The things that you can control.
Correct.
Period.
I can control that part. Yeah, I could walk out and get hit by a car the next day, but I can control how many hamburgers I put in my mouth.
No doubt.
So I think there's when you have those consultations with those people that are coaching and motivating you in your life, really find out the core of the whys behind, because a lot of it will be an emotional thing that you need to really work on.
One of the first things I ask my client is why are we here? Before we even train, I ask them, why are we here? And a lot of them will say to me, because I want to lose weight. And I say to them, I look them in the face and I say, what if I can make you weigh the exact same but make your body look completely different? And they look at me like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's not about the weight on the scale. It's like the weight on the scale. I've seen people weigh way less than you and look like shit, weigh way more than you and look absolutely great. Has nothing to do with the weight on the scale. Like it really doesn't. Body composition and the conversation between your ears matters so much more than the weight on the scale ever will, dog. Yeah, because it's like when I think about my self-image and I go, you know, I honestly don't mind my stockiness. Yep. So like I like that I have really broad shoulders and big legs and this. So when I think about trimming, mine's waist, right? Yeah. So like I would love to taper that, but like I want to lose some weight, but I'm going to build muscle back up. Facts. To be still a mass. I can't imagine you petite. No, fuck no. I can't imagine. I wouldn't feel safe. Like no. No, I wouldn't feel safe. I would love to still be in a 220 to 235, but like built. A stocky built. Muscle bound, shoulders right. Yes. Biceps, triceps. Yes. Because the thing is like, first of all, I'm a fighter and I want still to let people know, like, you probably don't still want to mess with me. Not the one. Like, it's just not the one. Not the one. So yeah, I think that's important when you're building your team of people around you. Wow. Be transparent with them on 100%. On the whys of why you feel your self-image is lower than it should be. And so like when I go like, I'm going to get myself a coach, you probably also need the mental health coach as well. Like I need a fitness coach, and I have a team of 3. I have a therapist, I have a life coach, and well, I'll have a fitness coach when I actually do that. But like I got people in the family that like kind of help me out. This. He'll be fine. We're good. He'll be fine. So there's experts in every field, right? So my life coach, I'm a life coach. We have to state that we are not therapists because we don't talk about those deep meanings. What a life coach is a guide for self-revelation. Bro, I'm having like kind of like a breakthrough moment right now, because we're talking as a personal trainer and as a life coach, and we're saying things, and I'm sitting here like, and I literally am not allowed to give any type of dietary information. I'm not allowed to do anything nutritional. I'm not allowed to give anything mental. I am 100% as a personal trainer restricted from doing those things. Correct. And so I can then only go so far. So yes, it takes a team. I help people with transitions and hard parts of their life, but I won't give you here's what I would do. That's not what my job is. Wow. My job is to ask questions for you to have your own aha moments. Ooh. Because when you reach the aha moment, it'll be so much more sticky than if I give you the aha moment. And tell you the aha moment. A therapist, where they still may not tell you what to do, they're going to go deeper into the emotional connection of decisions that you've made in your life and why you continue to make them. So it takes a team when you're needing help with your full life, your capacity, your whole being. It's going to take more than just one person. Facts. Highly recommend investing in a team. Most jobs have ways that you can do mental health stuff. If you're in a corporate position, I hope that you work somewhere that puts that into things. Like I get 8 free therapy sessions a year. I get 6 free life coaching sessions a year, and I sign up for those. I take advantage of them. Those are free. And then insurance will cover the things that that they won't after those free sessions. So please look into those things and build yourself a team of
motivators and empathetic people that will give you just the best type of guidance and help you shine the way that you should shine, because that's very, very important.
Facts. I have nothing. You're absolutely right.
Best practices.
Okay. I mean, some of these kind of coexist with what we already talked about, but go ahead.
Let's talk about when you're feeling lost, right? I have some best practices here, and I have so many more. Please hit me up if you have questions. First of all, like I said, be open. I said, talk about your struggles to anyone that will listen. Make sure that you have surrounded yourself with the people that will listen to you with intent and see you how you deserve to be seen.
And I just have to say, our people that we are surrounded by are so good at that.
Correct.
My team of people who I can call at any given moment and talk about what the hell I got going on for 1 minute to 10 minutes. And I always say, you got a minute? Before I do, because you know people got stuff going on. But like, yo, he's absolutely right. So important.
I hope men out there, because I think women have that. I think it's easier for women to be empathetic with women when you find your core group. Now, I will say women are a lot more competitive with each other. So outside of your group, there's a lot of cattiness. That's just how that is. Men, it is harder for us to open up, but I think everyone, and I hope everyone does, has at least one or two of those guys. And when they go, how you doing, brother? You can say like, man, I'm having a bad day. And you don't just say fine and that's it. Like, you have to be able to do it like, no, seriously, I heard your voice. You actually good? Like, ask more questions. Not everyone's good.
Yep.
Not everyone's okay.
Yep.
The happiest people are the saddest people sometimes.
Facts.
The most outgoing and fine on paper people are usually the saddest people. The funniest people in the room usually hide behind humor and are the ones that are probably thinking that that's all that they have. Like, please ask more questions and be open and listen. Therapy. Male pride will tell you that you can fix this on your own, but when you get a certain point, you need help. Therapy can have a bad rap sometimes, but just like any relationship, fit is important. So for the people that say, I tried it, just like every relationship that's out there with anybody,
you're never going to marry the first one, homie.
No,
you're never going to marry the first one.
Have that conversation. Be honest with a therapist, and hopefully you have a therapist that does the same thing. My therapist, Kate, love her to death. We had a 45-minute consultation where she also specialized in grief, and that's a lot of what I've been going through, right? So it's like at the end of it, she goes, I think this is a good fit. I don't know if you do. You're more than welcome to say that right now. If not, you can just keep searching. But I think that I can help you. If you want to continue, please let me know. It was just such a nice moment to kind of go like,
did we just become best friends?
Right. I love that she said that, because I still can make a choice and not feel pressured into, so what time next week? Like, it should be a relationship. The therapist should want to be able to help you, and you should be able to want to open up with the therapist. That is a complete symbiotic type of a relationship that has to be able to move forward. So please, if you get consultations, try multiple, ask your friends who they're seeing, because I guarantee you more of your friends are actually seeing therapists. They may not say it or not. There's people out there talking to people.
Facts. Or needing to talk to people.
Right. Social media. Please take constant breaks from social media. Please, please, please. I'd say sadly, this has become such a cesspool of negativity, and your subconscious will slowly be beaten down. I know we love when we get to stop really looking at.
I ain't been on Twitter probably in a week. I got to be all the way honest. There's nothing going on for me to be on Twitter for. I've been on Twitter in a week, and I've been so happy.
Yeah, like it is.
Chilling.
It is so hard to be in a role where I know that I have to use social media to a certain extent, like especially building a business and these days getting the word out there. I have to use TikTok and I have to use Instagram. Now Twitter's fucking crazy.
Bro, I have a Clean Kicks social media presence, a Be Honest Rap social media presence. We do the 317 Smoke. We I can't tell you how much I have to be on social media.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, dog. It's ridiculous.
And I found myself this week after my posts, and
oh my God.
I hated how tied I was to see how many people were viewing it. Like, it was a good and a bad thing. I love that I'm reaching the videos. I mean, I think
this is so important what you're doing though. This is not like I'm getting hit by a car videos, nigga. This is
my Twitter feed's crazy.
Like, bro,
my Twitter feed. I don't know who I followed to make the For You thing crazier.
You see the weirdest shit on your Twitter feed, bro.
Like we were my boy Sheev at work. We were like comparing Twitter feeds. He's like, "Did you see that video?" I was like, "That popped up on my." Like, we have the same Twitter feed. I'm like, "Why is this guy's hand getting cut off with the machete?" Like,
I don't get that on my Twitter feed.
Who did I follow?
My Twitter feed is not like that.
I don't go. I just want everybody to know I don't Google death when, like, on my.
He does it.
I don't. That's
he
not
does
what
it.
I look
That's
for.
not who he is.
But yeah, take social media breaks. Please do that. Be conscious of how much time you're scrolling through your phone. Be conscious of what you're listening to and the information that you're intaking constantly. I get, especially in a time right now where it's very political in the world, make sure that you are mixing that up. It's okay to be informed, but please mix up your viewpoints in this so you actually get a full picture of what the world actually is and not such a one-sided view and what you think it should be. So be conscious of what you're doing.
Beautiful.
Practice mindfulness. Put your phone down. Go outside. Enjoy nature in all of its splendor. Go on a hike. Take pictures. Find joy in the simplicity of life.
Put your phone down.
Put your phone down.
Go outside.
Have a conversation with somebody and put the phone over there. Take breaks from that. When you come home, when you start to have those conversations of how was your day, listen with intent. Respond. I hope you have a person that'll do it right back to you. If not, please call me. I will listen to you. like when you are involved, we are missing so many things in life. I'll even say this. How many times have you been driving somewhere, especially to work, and you pull up to your building and you forgot to drive because your mind was so busy on the what do I need to do? What's tomorrow? Who's there? I have pulled in and gone, oh, shoot. Did I pass 71 already? Did I do that? Like, I don't remember those. And I start to think of, well, like, luckily I drove safely. I hope I wasn't driving crazy. Like, you will literally have blank moments because our minds are so busy. And I go, what did I miss? Did I miss a cool cloud thing? Did I miss the sun looking, a beautiful sunrise as I was driving to work? Like, be more conscious in your daily life as much as you can because it goes by so fast and we're missing so much of it.
Facts.
I'm going to move on. Of course, I wanted to talk about mental health and sports a little bit. And I wanted to give a shout out to Grayson Murray and his family. Murray, age 30, died of suicide on May 25th. After shooting a 68 in the first round in the Charles Schwab Challenge, he struggled in the second round. At 2 over in the second round, he made 3 straight bogeys at holes 14 through 16. He then withdrew with 2 holes remaining, citing illness. Murray has battled alcohol addiction and depression for years, but things had looked up after having a career resurgence in 2023. He re-earned his PGA Tour card after winning twice on the Korn Ferry Tour. After winning, he was quoted saying, "It's not easy. I wanted to give up a lot of times. Give up on myself, give up on the game of golf, and give up on life at times." After his win this year in Hawaii, he said that he had been sober for 8 months, and he spoke of anxiety and depression that contribute to his drinking. He said, "I struggle with comparing myself to others." There you go. Self-esteem. I think that they're common issues that we all endure. I got tired of trying to fight it alone, and I asked for help one day, and that's when my life changed. It is a constant work to get better with your mental health.
Man.
You're going to have revelatory moments in your journey to a healthier brain where you think you're good.
And that shit is not linear.
I always say this when I talk to people about my depression and my anxiety is it has not gone away. It probably won't go away. I now have better practices to manage it when I have bad moments because I have constant help and people around me to keep me motivated to stay mentally healthy. Once the darkness gets involved into your life, it will always, always, always try to come back.
100%.
So make sure that you are continually practicing the positivity in your life to stay ahead of it. Shine as much life in every area that you can to stay in front of it. When you think that you're in the best spot, that's when the darkness will come to you.
I didn't, if I can talk on it for a second.
Please do.
I didn't even know that I really battled anxiety or depression, quite truthfully. Brittany kind of like brought it to my forefront because I've always figured out a way to like use coping mechanisms or humor or whatever the case may be. I've always figured out ways to cope with it. But that shit is a serious thing, man. And I know you've battled and dealt with it in your way and struggled for a long, long time. And I always like took it seriously, obviously out of respect and love for you. But I had absolutely no idea that conversation between your ears could get as dark as it can get sometimes. Like it's a wild ride, man. It's a wild ride. There's been times I've actually had to call Brittany and be like, I gotta get out of this house right now. Like I gotta get out of the house. And I can't go on high buildings because I hear the voices telling me to jump off all the time. So like I battle some really, really weird stuff.
Yeah.
Really weird stuff.
Yeah, I had before I'd found my therapist, and the one thing that we talked about was one of my biggest fears moving forward as I'm getting older was, as grief kind of hit us last year, and kind of you kind of go through the, can I keep going? Can I keep doing this? And of course, I started really finding it because, in my 20s, I was really, really dark and did some dark things to my body and to myself. I started having random thoughts of like, if I wasn't here, would I be missed? Who would show up to my funeral? Would anybody? And that's a path, even though that might not be the darkest thoughts, that's a path to darker thoughts. And so I immediately, this shows the maturity in my depression now. I immediately said something to the wife, and I was like, hey, I had these thoughts. I got to schedule something with the therapist. Like I have to start doing this regularly. And I said to her when we were having our consultation, as we was like, what were we want to do moving forward? And I said, my biggest fear is to be the person in my 20s, like being that depressed again. And
you mean to go back
and to
that.
go back and to fall back into those bad habits mentally, where I was just basically waiting time to see if I would have the courage enough to take my own life. And that's kind of where I was when I was 21, 22. So like that was my biggest fear. So now it's like, nope, let me get my life coach. Let me start doing things
for real
for that. And I love that I have more self-awareness around it. And when I have dark days, I can just say it out loud. That's probably the biggest growth area that I've had. And I can just call one of my 5 people that I know will actually listen with intent and see me as I want to be seen. I can say like, I'm not good. Like, here's what I thought. Here's what I did. Here's what I'm doing for it. Make sure I follow through. And really that's what that call is. Ask me about that consultation, or ask me about my therapy session to make sure that I did it. So it's a constant work. So for the people that are struggling, feeling like you're in a good place, even when you're in a good place, share those things with people too. Therapy does not have to be about all of the negative things. So, like, please have a therapist where you can go back and go like, I actually had a great day. Here's what happened. Here's what this, like they want those meetings too. So have one that you can constantly talk to.
Facts.
The next 2 people I kind of want to give a quick shout out. Aaron Gordon lost his brother, former NBA player Drew Gordon, in a car accident in the last couple of weeks. Drew was 33 years old. I know what those feelings probably are feeling to you right now, to lose your big brother. So shout out to you and your family. And I know we're talking about men's mental health. We just said all mental health matters. I want to shout out to Lexi Thomas out of the LPGA. Thompson, that person too. Recently surprised everyone as she announced her retirement from golf, stating being out there can be a lot. It can be very, very lonely. Man. So battled with a lot of mental health issues. So as we wrap up this segment,
that was dope.
That was fun.
That was dope.
That was fun.
We're not just sports, y'all.
No.
We're not just sports.
You got a couple coaches up here.
That was dope. We actually might need to do that more.
I think we do.
Either do that or just start a whole different podcast. Because I was sitting up here, sitting us watching us go like, yo, the life coach, fitness coach perspective is a fucking fire ass show perspective segment, something. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I just want you to know that I did one episode of my mental health podcast and I never developed it anything. I've got the music for it. I've got the stuff for it. And I just didn't know how to turn it into something. So maybe that was the start of it and maybe we can figure that out.
Bro, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
We want to take a break?
We have to.
Yeah, we
can't just start talking about crazy black people after that. That was like, we need a minute. We'll be black.
We'll be black after this.
Around the world in 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're at 55 right now.
Wow. You got a high five.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
And we are back with the 317 Sports Project with Pen and Pops. I felt like we had to take a break coming off of those two because, that was deep. And
like
now, scratch and sniff. And now we are segueing to the wing shot. That'd be my DJ name. Athletes, actors, and atrocities. And this list is scrollable. I just need y'all to know that this is not a list that I can see all of the names at once. I have to scroll because that is how many people have been absolutely wilding.
Yep.
Kick it off, Pops.
All right, first, Mark Davis. Before we really kind of get into the grittiness, wanted to shoot you congratulations.
This is the grindiness.
On your pregnancy announcement, really from Pen and Pops, straight from the heart. The fact that you're able to get your 26-year-old girlfriend,
he put it down.
Hayden Hopkins pregnant. Kudos, man.
And big ups to her.
I mean, you're 70 years old.
Wow.
The fact that she was able to keep her food down while pleasuring you.
Smashing.
I'm proud of both of you.
Smashing.
Proud of both of you.
That's unbelievable.
Mark Davis, we'll start it off.
Is she hot?
Yeah.
Is she hot?
I mean, that's like blonde. Like
typical.
Straight, yeah. Like,
typical.
Think about it. You can probably picture who she is. Moving on to Delonte West.
Oh.
Sadly, Delonte is still battling addiction. Yeah. Was arrested in Fairfax County for violating conditions of his release and charged with resisting arrest. Hope he finds some peace at some point, brother.
Some point.
Jonte Porter. Just an update. Allegedly, we all know he's been kicked out of the league. He's done in the NBA. Allegedly had to throw games because he was in significant gambling debt.
Oh.
Federal prosecutors allege that Porter had racked up large gambling debts in the beginning of the year to co-conspirators and was encouraged to clear those debts by throwing games in order for certain bets to hit.
Yep. That checks out.
That checks out.
That checks out.
All right, then we've got Tusupita Marcano.
That was well done.
Tusupita Marcano.
Okay.
Padres infielder.
Another lifetime ban.
Lifetime ban after MLB determined that the infielder placed hundreds of bets on baseball, including wagers on games involving the Pirates while he was with the team last year.
Wow.
MLB said that he placed 387 bets totaling more than $150,000 in October 2022 and from last July through November with a legal sports book.
What makes you think you can bet out here? Like what?
Everything's kind of public knowledge. Like
I'm just saying. I don't even understand.
If my phone knows that I talk about cats and I don't own a cat, they're probably going to find your illegal sports betting.
And the congregation said amen.
So,
all right.
Isaiah Buggs.
Now this fool.
Defensive end from the Chiefs. Hold on.
Here we go.
Chiefs. Whoever's doing the publicity,
you're busy.
Man,
you're busy.
I hope you got a raise this offseason.
Your publicist is very busy.
Crazy. Facing 2 misdemeanor warrants for second-degree cruelty to dogs issued by Tuscaloosa police, accused of leaving 2 dogs locked on his property with no access to food or water. Now, obviously, it sounds less than the other stuff, but there's probably a lot of public thing will probably say that this is worse than any of the other stuff.
Animal cruelty. These cats don't.
They don't mess with
these
animal
cats don't
cruelty.
play with animal cruelty.
Yeah,
dog.
you shouldn't be doing that.
You should not be doing that.
Definitely wanted to shout out to Precious Achua's parents. It has been brought to my attention that Precious Achua has 5 siblings, 3 boys named God's Gift, God's Will, and Promise, and 2 girls named Grace and Peace. Shiloh Sanders.
It's the blackest shit we've ever had on this show.
3 boys named God's Gift, God's Will, and Promise, and 2 girls named Grace and Peace.
Jesus. Achua.
Yeah.
Peace Achua. Say that out loud.
Peace Achua.
Okay. That's okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep. Shiloh Sanders filed bankruptcy to avoid an $11.89 million tax court judgment.
Wow. What? You can just like Deion's son?
Yeah. Someone's giving bad tax
somebody
advice
was giving
out there.
bad tax advice out there, cuz.
Let's go to Brandon McManus with the Jaguars, well, formerly with the Jaguars. 2 women are suing Brandon, alleging that he sexually assaulted them during the team's overseas flight to London last year.
Jesus.
He is no longer with the team. And then last but not least, this is interesting to me. I don't know if you actually saw this report.
I saw it.
Xavier Howard, accused of sending a male teenager sexually explicit photographs of the teen's mother because she refused to get an abortion.
Let that resonate, y'all. This Negro, I'm just gonna break this down so all the niggas understand. This Negro got a woman pregnant. The woman was like, I'm keeping this baby. So this fool said, I'm going to take all these titty shots and send them to your 13-year-old son if you don't get an abortion. And did it.
So he is being charged with child pornography or something along the lines of showing pornography to a minor.
That part.
Because you didn't think. And I actually wanted him on the Colts. Because he's a phenomenal
You can't even get it out because he's not that good.
Because he's not anymore.
He's not anymore.
No.
You're a bad person.
That's bad.
You're a bad person. That little boy is scarred forever.
Yeah.
You're a very inconsiderate dickhead. I just got to let you know that.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my least favorite things on this list, quite truthfully. That's grimy, dog.
Yeah.
That's grimy. He's going to need counseling.
Hands down.
You know what I'm saying?
What you just did to his mentals about
his like
image of his mother
and his sexual life later, like the way he sees women, like, bro, not cool.
Nope.
Not cool at all.
So, corner shot.
Corner shot.
You want to do NBA update?
Sure. Hey!
Pin right there.
Hey, guys. Hey. Mavs at Celtics, NBA Finals. Game 1, Boston won 107-89. Kristaps, Mr. Injury himself, came off the bench and busted for 20 points in 21 minutes. 3 blocks, 6 boards. Pretty Kristaps right there. Like, if they could get that more often, they probably would have won a lot more games, to be honest, than the 66ers they did win. Like, just being real. They just squatted up. Game 2, Drew Holiday. Why did Milwaukee trade this dude?
I don't know.
That is the dumb. Like, half a decade, probably one of the dumbest decisions in half a decade, if not longer. 26 points, 11 assists, while shooting 11 for 14 from the floor and playing crazy defense.
Like, here's
People don't understand.
Like,
people don't understand.
People everyone says that he's the best defender in the league, which he is, period. Like, I don't think anyone should argue that. It's not close.
It's not close.
People forget that he can score. He just does not have to.
On multiple levels. He can shoot the 3.
Right.
He can put you in the post because he's strong as fuck. He can hit mid-range J's. He can take you to the bucket. He can shoot the free throws. Like, Drew can hoop, cuz.
Correct.
Hoop.
He was just on the Pelicans a few years back, like...
Balling.
Like, stop it.
Okay. Game 3. Can the Mavs win at home? No. Kristaps' injury suffered.
You saw he got injured, right?
Yeah, I did. I seen it. Suffered a rare medial retinaculum
aluminum foil.
allowing dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon. For real. This tendon connects from the calf muscle to the arch of the foot. Damn, that's shitty for real. Helps support your foot and hold it up in the arch when you are walking. Boston has said they have taken the decision of playing or not out of his hands.
As they should.
100%. Why is that even news?
Yeah, it is the tendon that connects the bottom of your calf muscle to the arch of your foot to help support the arch of your foot while you're walking.
Which is right around the tendon that connects your calf muscle to that same arch, also known as your Achilles, which means none of that shit should be being played with.
So I think it reminds me of them rushing back Kevin Durant and his calf strain too soon, and then he tore his Achilles tendon because they didn't take the calf strain serious enough. So again, strained calf muscle is what he battled to come back from, and he has a tendon, a supporting tendon that obviously was taking the brunt of the pressure because the calf muscle was strained. I think people forget that there's a transitive property that's involved here, that when
transitive property,
that when something's not working,
you know what you just said?
This equals that. So
this nigga said transitive property on our show. On. Y'all can't even keep up. That's crazy. NBA TV deal. The NBA is reportedly closing in on an 11-year, $76 billion media revenue deal with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. ESPN $2.6 billion a year, NBC $2.5 billion a year, Amazon $1.8 billion a year. TNT, as of now, 2024-25 season will be the final season. TNT will air NBA games, which means the end of Inside the NBA and the stupidest fucking shit I've heard in the NBA in the last 15 years.
So
easy.
TNT, because contract hasn't been officially signed yet, TNT is throwing out one last bid to do some of that revenue split. So of course they're losing majority no matter what. But they're trying to talk to the NBA about doing some of it so they can actually at least keep Inside the NBA for certain playoff games or anything like that, so they're involved a little bit. You might see that, but that just means if they bring that back, you will not see the crew until the playoffs.
We're talking about $76 billion. These cats are wildin'.
Correct.
No need to take a break.
No, we're good.
Welcome back to 317 Sports Projects, presented to you by Clean Kicks, Columbus, Ohio's #1 premium sneaker treatment shoe cleaning service. Out here cleaning, painting, and doing a bunch of other ISO restorations and crazy other services. Premium sneaker treatment for premium sneakerheads. Do yourselves a favor, give us a follow over at cleankicks.614 on Dugram. We gotta start talking about Pinnacle Pro Coaching on here more as well. I know we've done that. We just need to make sure that we keep on doing that because that shit's fire. Next segment. Naptown news. Kickoff, what's going on with the Colts, my dog, and I'll talk about the fever.
Indianapolis Colts. OTAs has wrapped up. Let's kind of talk about Anthony Richard's shoulder. Of course, the biggest news out of OTAs was videos of Anthony throwing with his left instead of using his right and with his shoulder. Internet went crazy as people were concerned with the shoulder. Steichen came out and said everything was fine in his routine soreness after having a shoulder surgery. Let's remember that. So they are resting it, stating further that if this was a game, he would be playing.
Oh.
Richardson then came out and said the same thing and was told by doctors to expect soreness moving forward. How long does your Achilles still hurt sometimes?
All the time.
There you go.
All the time.
Right. You're gonna have really sore days.
I'm over here switching back and forth as we speak because of that reason.
Yeah, it's a repaired thing. So like when you go in there and screw that back in and stuff, there's gonna be over tightness. So it's gonna get used to being in a tightened area. So that reconstructed shoulder. Think of Rookie of the Year. Remember that movie?
I don't.
Rookie of the Year, when the little kid broke his arm when he started pitching for the Chicago Cubs.
There's no way.
Funky butt loving. You don't remember Rookie of the Year?
Stop it right now.
Funky butt loving. So remember what happens with his shoulders, because he hurt this. All of these tendons got tightened, so he was able to throw a 100-mile-per-hour fastball as a 10-year-old, and then the Cubs ended up signing him. If you have not watched Rookie of the Year, please.
Still talking about this.
Please
I thought we were talking about Anthony Richardson again.
No. But again, there's a tightness in the shoulder.
Watch Rookie of the Year. I'm serious.
I'm telling you, watch Rookie of the Year. Fire. Everyone knows what Rookie of the Year is. We also watched Big Green not that long ago, another great Disney movie. So yeah, it's going to be tight. There's going to have days where he's going to be sore. He's going to play through soreness. That is why he also came in 15 pounds heavier in muscle, because he wanted to put more muscle around that to support those tendons in his shoulder.
There's not an NFL player who's not playing through soreness.
Correct.
There's not one.
Correct.
There's just not one.
Alec Pierce put on about 5 pounds in the offseason after Reggie charged him with adding play strength in 2024. In a young, crowded, and talented wide receiver core this season, Alec needs to come out and prove himself early.
Because this next fool
A.D. Mitchell
is coming, cuz.
turned many heads in OTAs with his footwork in his hands. As good as he has been, he's amazed at how good his QB1 played, stating he's one of the players that can legit do anything on the field. You talk about arm strength, crazy arm strength. This man can roll right, throw to the opposite hash to the left. This is a lot of stuff I ain't never seen before. I actually put it in because he said it in slang. It wasn't I have never seen before. I ain't never seen before.
That's when you know a nigga ain't never seen it.
Between him and Josh Downs, these two are going to be hard to not give reps to on the field. So, Alec, you better come in ready to go. Also news out of that one, Daniel Scott, shout out to him.
Stinks.
Sustained a torn Achilles in practice and will miss the season. Huge blow for the second-year player as he tore his ACL during the veteran minicamp last year.
Oh, he can't get a break, but he keeps getting breaks.
Yeah.
Indiana Fever. Man, I hate going here, but I got to go here. 3-10 on the season. And I want to talk about Christy Sides for a second.
Yeah.
How long is her leash?
Sadly, with how much publicity is on the Fever, not long.
Thank you.
That's what happens when you get too many people watching.
But I have to also say this. After their loss versus the Connecticut Sun, they came out and she said, you can't coach effort.
True.
I agree with that statement. But do you think, to any perspective, that a veteran coach would say, this is on me?
Yep.
I didn't have my team ready.
Correct.
Okay, so
Did Rick Carlisle say these losses are on me because I didn't have? Okay,
let me thank you. Okay, she came out and low-key blasted her squad. She was pissed, and they may be right. They probably came out flat, intimidating, expecting to lose. Connecticut is 10-1 this season. Went to the Western Conference finals last year, and has beat them twice this year already. That's not even in here. That's just what I know. Caitlin seems timid to me sometimes. Aaliyah seems a little timid to me. My question is this, and it's a hard question, but I gotta ask both you and Christy: are they not playing hard, or are they not playing hard for you?
Great question.
I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. I don't ever want to see somebody lose their job, and I low-key like Christy. She seems okay. I ain't got no beef, but I don't know if this is the job for her. I think it may be too much. She has to deal with back-to-back number one picks. The expectations, like you just said, are mad and high. Tensions all over this squad. It's tough to build a program with the spotlight on you every single day. I just think they barely beat Washington the other day. Caitlin had to have 30 points and have 7 3-pointers to beat Washington, who is 0-13 by maybe 1 point, I believe. They got a decent break after starting off crazy, grueling schedule. Got some practice time, and they came out and got that squeaker win. Lost to Connecticut, got their asses handed to them. And they have 3 wins on the season by a combined total of 8 points. 8 points. They could be easily 0-13 right now. And it's bad to me. Fans are coming to these games. Attendance are up. You know, there were 4,000 people at games last year. They've got 17,000 people at games coming to watch them play. Aaliyah Boston is averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. I'm going to say this again so for the people in the back. Aaliyah Boston is averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game. I looked in the stats. This young lady has had 4 or 5 points like 4 times this season, dog. She seems disinterested to me, kind of like when Miles Turner comes out and doesn't get the ball. I actually put that in here. I think that's very synonymous and well said. She knows she's not getting no rock. She knows she's not getting no real tick, so she's disinterested on both sides of the ball. And I think if you keep Aaliyah Boston disinterested for long enough, she's going to be disinterested in being an Indiana Fever player. And that's not good.
No, because her rhythm's completely off too. So when she does get the ball, she gets a lot of turnovers underneath the rim.
She looks so uncomfortable.
She looks very uncomfortable because she doesn't know yet how to play with Caitlin Clark and what they're running. And I put that on the coach. Like, this should be a 1-2 game. Like it should be high pick and roll with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and you run that until you figure shit out.
I don't know if they're in practice like all the time. I don't know if they go to dinners and hang out with each other, but they should be.
They should be.
They should be 100%.
You were the rookie of the year last year and kind of the new face of the league, and you have now the face of the league and this year as your teammates. Like, you two should be like this. And if you aren't going to be like that, then somebody's got to move.
And the congregation said amen. The fine print. What you got here?
WNBA, little continue it. Olympic snub. I'm going to kind of keep talking about Caitlin Clark here. Olympic women's basketball staff has announced that they will be leaving Caitlin Clark off the roster in Paris. Thoughts?
This is tough for me to say, but I like it.
Me too.
I like everything about it.
Me too.
I think baby needs a break.
Yep.
I think that every single person on that Olympic team deserves to be there. Mm-hmm. I think the attention that she will take away from so many other players will only make them hate her even more. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's really even Caitlin Clark's time to be on this Olympic team. Correct. As I look at the rest of the roster to be completely forthcoming, I fucking love that she's not on the roster yet.
Yeah, I think
it was great.
Some people are coming out and saying it's a bad business decision because it would have gotten viewership.
And that's true.
Which is true. But I think you want to win because you're winning, not... Because, again, Caitlin's not ready. She makes a lot of mistakes.
She's not ready.
She is a rookie.
Thank you.
And makes a lot of mistakes as she's figuring out how to play in the WNBA. Like, throwing her on...
She's not strong yet.
No.
She's not WNBA strong at all.
No. Like,
she's not WNBA fast, quick yet. Like, she's not there yet, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She makes a lot of mistakes. My bad.
No, that's really it. Like, she makes a lot of mistakes. So figure that out. I think it's the right choice. So you don't even have to have like the whole like, is she gonna play? Is she gonna do this? Like, why isn't she out there? Caitlin.
She's like, not ready to go play with Kelsey Plum and Asia Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu. Like, she's not ready for this, dog. No. These are some dogs going over to the Olympics, bro.
Yeah.
All she's gonna do is sit there and watch them play because she is not ready.
Correct.
She's not there. What are we talking about?
Unrivaled. Professional women's 3-on-3 6-team league is starting soon. This is co-founded by WNBA stars Breanna Stewart and what's her name?
Safessa. We should
Collier.
Collier.
Is setting the record for paying the highest average salary in pro female team sports history.
Where are they getting this funding from?
We'll be announcing rosters in the near future. I'm sure they're getting it funded from... who knows?
Where are they getting the funding from?
Don't know.
It's like the big three partnering with them?
I wonder. That'd be kind of sweet.
That'd be kind of fire. Also, when do they play these games? Is it during the off season so women don't got to go to Russia no more?
Yeah. And obviously, we'll see how this is going because right now it's just a 6-team league. It's 3-on-3, so it's going to be the best of the best for now, and hopefully that means they'll get some viewership, and then they can make that a little bit higher than 6 teams. But this is going to be a lot of off-season answer for people that do not want to go play a 5-on-5 league and try to stay in the U.S.
I love everything about this.
Yes,
that is fire. Happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there putting in work to ensure your relationships with your kids are intact. That is this coming Sunday. So who would I be not to touch on it? That's right. That's this Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Is that this Sunday?
I think so.
I'm almost positive Father's Day is this Sunday. Let me stop it before I start saying what up. Is that this Sunday?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
16th,
okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure I was right. But making sure your relationships are intact. We always hear about the quote-unquote deadbeats out there. You know, you always hear about daddies who ain't taking care of their kids. I personally know all of my friends, all the people who I associate with do a damn good job taking care of their children. So big ups to y'all this weekend. We want to make sure we give all the dads a shout out along with Mental Health Month from our G's out there. We see you, we appreciate you, we commend you, and this weekend we celebrate you, homies.
Happy Juneteenth.
Preaching that gospel right there. We out of here, y'all.
Let's do it. Peace.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop. Yeah. And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox. Yeah. 4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s. Final. Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, in Naptown where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane. Preteen pimping, all the light skin, red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping. Dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a black pen. That little nigga with a rhyme like this. I wasn't thinking to the days of a dope band, new EPs on a compact disc. Nah, shit. Truth be told, I ain't know I could sound like this. For me back then, it was
all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true.